was the Swale Stakes. The favorites were Housebuster and Summer Squall, a real star last summer, now making his first star in 1990. Dave Johnson called the race from the quarter pole.
At the top of the stretch, on the outside, here comes Summer Squall to challenge. Housebuster on the inside, draws clear again. Housebuster in front by a length and a half. Summer Squall is second, far back 36, red third, and down the stretch they come. Housebuster with jockey Craig Perret in command by a length and a half. Summer Squall second. That's the finish of the Swale.
Bob and Sissy Levy's Housebuster, winner of the Swale Stakes, and there is a quick glance at the prices. Fascinating race. It calls for a good deal of expertise, and that is the province of
to rule out Housebuster's performance, because it has been already established by his connections that they will not try a classic distance with this sprinter. The real impact on the Derby picture came from Summer Squall. Now, he was suspect physically, having bled internally in a workout here last month. He raced today on Lasix, but you saw the performance. He obviously suffered no ill effects. It was a brilliant race, and he's right back in the middle of the picture.
Put Summer Squall in your Derby notebook. Now a mile and an eighth of a mile shorter than the Kentucky Derby. Fast track, temperature in the mid-80s, a brisk wind at 20 miles per hour. And who are the favorites? Well, the odds have been changing for the last half hour. Now, at the moment, Ross's Warning is a long shot at 50 to 1. Sunny Serve, the only real speed horse in the race, at 40 to 1. Top Snob at 40 to 1. Could be a good bet there. Unbridled at 2 to 1, one of the joint favorites. Country Day at 12 to 1. Moving along, 4 other horses. Roanoke, also a favorite at 2 to 1. Run Turn at 12 to 1. Slavic at 2 to 1. So there are 3 horses joint favorites here. Single Dawn from California at 7 to 1. Technically, Roanoke is the favorite. There's been a little bit more money bet on him, not enough to change the odds board.
Unbridled promises to be flying at the finish today. This Florida bred knows this track and his main competitors, and he's due for a change in racing luck. 2 weeks ago in the mile and a 16th Fountain of Youth Stakes, this traffic jam prevented the colt from showing his best. Watch Pat Day wearing the yellow cap, looking for racing room, and finally finding it too late. From the head-on shot, Unbridled, trapped behind a wall of horses, shows courage and a quick burst of speed when clear. Even in defeat, Unbridled looked good. And here's Slavic, trained by Scotty Schulhofer. Last year at Gulfstream Park, a full field lined up for the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Watch post 2. Slavic went to his knees at the break with jockey Jose Santos, but recovered to finish an impressive third. Before that, in the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland, he romped by 7, but has yet to reproduce that form. And finally, here's the biggest horse in the field, Roanoke, who stands more than 17 hands high. This versatile son of Kentucky Derby winner Pleasant Colony stamped himself as a real runner when he annihilated a good field last October in the Young America Stakes at the Meadowlands. 90 was 5th, beaten only a length and a half in the Fountain of Youth. I think he'll improve enough off that race to beat the favorites and win the Florida Derby.
Called Hawkster, he finished out of the money. Will the result be different today? 40 to 1. Top Snob, another long shot. Unbridled at 5 to 2. Country Day at 12 to 1. And the other 4 horses. And here they are. Roanoke at 5 to 2 now. Run Turn 12 to 1. Slavic is the favorite at the moment as they near the gate at 2 to 1. And Single Dawn at 7 to 1. Keeping you up to date on the Derby picture.
Loads into post number 1. Sunny Serve is a supplemental nominee there at $20,000 they put up. He's 40 to 1. He's got some speed. He's expected to set the pace. There you see Top Snob. He's won first 2 starts this year, ran a dismal race in the Fountain of Youth.
Okay, and there's a look from the top as Unbridled goes in, and now upstairs to Dave Johnson.
And as you see, one of the long shots, Country Day, moving into line. Craig Perret, who rides Roanoke, has won 2 already this afternoon. Jose Santos, who rides Slavic, he has a pair of winners. They're all 3-year-olds that carry either 122 or 118 pounds. The more winners and the more money they've won, the more weight they carry. One more horse, Single Dawn. In line, we're ready for the start of the Florida Derby. Fast track. And they're off. And Unbridled gets quickly to the front along the inside. Now there goes Sunny Serve out in the middle of the racetrack. The great colt, Run Turn, passing the stands for the first time. At the rail, Sunny Serve takes command by 3 parts of a length. Then Run Turn on the outside in second. Top Snob is racing third. With Ross's Warning at the rail fourth, Roanoke on the outside moves up. Unbridled between horses next. Then a gap of 3 back to Slavic. followed 4 lengths farther back by Single Dawn, and Country Day is 9th and last, 18 lengths from the leader. And as they move on to the backstretch, the long shot Sunny Serve has the lead by a head as Run Turn on the outside challenges. Those 2 heads apart, 2 back on the outside. Roanoke is right there third, and here comes Unbridled, making a move on the outside at the rail. It's Top Snob, 2.5 back. Then comes Slavic, followed at the rail by Ross's Warning. Single Dawn is next, and far back Country Day. The half mile in a lazy 48 2/5 seconds. Now they continue down the backstretch, and the battle on the front end. Run Turn with early fires on the outside. At the rail, it's Sunny Serve, and here comes Roanoke, gaining with every stride. Jockey wearing the green cap on the outside. That's Roanoke in third. At the rail, it's Top Snob fourth and saving ground. Slavic looks for racing room. They're tightly bunched as they move to the top of the stretch. Run Turn on the outside leads it by a head. Sunny Serve is second. Roanoke between horses is third. Top Snob along the inside looks for racing room. Unbridled is between horses, and on the outside, Slavic with a bold move, and down the stretch they come on the outside. Here comes Slavic taking command. Now it's Unbridled. Unbridled has the lead, going off by 2.5. Slavic is second at the rail. Run Turn. It's Unbridled in front, and with Pat Day aboard, easily taking the Florida Derby. Photographs all around for the place and show spots. The time on the board slow, 1 minute 52 seconds. Unbridled unofficially wins the Florida Derby.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. As you see, this photo for second and for third here, but the unofficial winner is Unbridled. Was third in the Fountain of Youth Stakes here, but had a bad trip. Has proven today that he has the ability many people thought.
When he got loose at the very end of the Fountain of Youth, and today he comes through. Now at this point we've got Run Turn, the gray horse in the blinkers, has the lead. He was the only winner at 1 1/8. He showed a lot of speed today, but here comes Unbridled from between horses, showing that burst just like he did in the Fountain of Youth. Slavic along is going to wind up being second in a close photo, but it's Unbridled, unchallenged.
And the time was quite slow, 1:52 for the 1 1/8. Still waiting, of course, for the placings of second and third.
Here's another look at it. That time, Jim, we have to talk about. This track has been somewhat inconsistent this winter. Horsemen have been discussing it. The times have not been necessarily fast, especially not today, except for Housebuster. He made it look pretty glib. But around 2 turns, 1:52, there's your time. Now,
unofficially, Slavic second, Run Turn third. Go ahead.
All right, Unbridled. We showed you earlier how he had so much trouble in the Fountain of Youth. Today he gets a little better sailing through the stretch as he gets loose here. And Pat Day winning his first Florida Derby. It's all easy from here on in. The picture here had been somewhat fuzzy. We fine-tuned it a little bit today, Jim.
No question about it. With Summer Squall's fine performance, finishing just behind in the Swale Stakes earlier today. But there is the winner, and again, the unofficial second is Slavic. The unofficial third is Run Turn, and of course, the result of the winner is still unofficial until it is posted. The big day for trainer Carl Nofsker. First time I ever saw Carl Nofsker was in the early days of Wide World of Sports. Back in the early 60s, he was a rodeo rider, a professional rodeo rider with Larry Mahan and all those guys, a bull rider, and that takes a little guts.
And Scotty Schulhofer, who trained Slavic, was a steeplechase rider. I bet they can compare some old aches and pains, too.
Okay, well, there is Pat Day, and those who bet on Pat Day on St. Pat Day made some money this afternoon. We'll be back with the official results, Sunny Serve and Ross's Warning. And one more look at the prices on the race, in case you're interested in that. As we look at the skyline of Miami Beach, Unbridled $7, $3.60, $3.20, Slavic $3.60 and $3.40, Run Turn $4.80, and you saw the prices, I hope, on the Perfecta. So, up in Maryland today, it was smelly by 10. Down here, we had 2 legitimate contenders, I think, established for the Derby. And 3 weeks from today, we'll be bringing you the preview stakes from right here at Gulfstream Park. And on the same show, the Santa Anita Derby, starring Mr. Frisky, fresh from Puerto Rico, the success story of the year to date. Now back to New York and Frank Gifford.
Thank you, Jim.